Hello, and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I am Cory Carlson, and I am a leadership coach. And today I have the pleasure of talking with Yogesh Bhardwaj, and he is the Senior Director of GSO, Data, and IT Shared Services at Sensata Technologies. How are you doing it, Yogesh, where you're leading a team? We talked earlier, you got a large team, a team of 80 people. There's ups and downs in the business. How do you maintain a healthy mindset? What are some of the practices you're putting in place in your own life so that you can show up as the best self, as a best leader, as a husband, as a father? What are you doing?
So a few things that generally I do. One thing that every day in the morning, I get up, I do a meditation.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much daily routine for me. Another thing that I do and credit goes to my wife too on that, is dinner has to be done together.
Family
No,
dinner around the table, huh?
exactly. It has to
Yes.
be on the table. It's not going to be like my daughter is going to take that dinner on her room and the other one on other room. We have to be together. And
Agree.
and,
Yep.
and generally how we do it is my kids tell their rundown and I tell my rundown. How's the day and what we did do? What was the interesting thing? And that's another piece that all of us say. What is the interesting thing did you do today?
Mm-hmm.
So that keeps you in a kind of a healthy state of meditation is giving you to figure out, or you can say, away from the work and away from the family, you're thinking, you are blank, and again, re energizing yourself. And good food, one healthy practice with a family, friends, and your loved one is definitely a big plus. Uh, Another thing that you can do more from the professional life point of view, right? Every single day, and that's what I do, I have a half an hour in my office calendar is blocked. And that is my time. And when I say my time, is essentially to reflect the whole day. That what I have done today, what could have done better. And someday I'm very excited and happy, and some are not so much because they are thing I feel, yeah, I could have done better in these places. And some days are, oh yeah, I did a good job today. So reflecting on what you have done is critical for your go forward movement.
I love that practice for a few reasons. One, a priority you have is self awareness. The best way to have self awareness is to reflect, right? Revelation happens through reflection. And so for you, you're reflecting, you're getting revelations of, hey, I should have done this differently, or I'm going to do this. The other thing that's impressive with you is that you sounds like you do it every day, where some individuals will block out 30 minutes or an hour, whatever the time is, for a meeting with themselves, but it gets deleted all the time. It gets moved around, but it seems you guard that pretty well, no matter what demands you have.
Timing may change, and I will be honest here. Sometime, of course, you get a higher priority meeting or conversation that you have to attend, uh, but that doesn't mean you should delete that. Maybe move it, not 4:30, it will be 5:30, but you have to have it.
Mhm. I work with a lot of my clients, my executive clients, all talk about having think time in your calendar. Maybe even just an hour a week. I mean, I love your 30 minutes a day, but just an hour a week to reflect on the business and to ask yourself questions of what could you do better? Right. Many of us, we've heard the phrase, we work in the business, we never work on the business. And for you, it sounds like you're creating think time throughout your week to work on the business.
Absolutely. And that helps you a lot because that prepares you even for the next day. Not for the day that you have gone through, but the next day it's helping you. Okay, these are the things could have been done. So now you can work on the next day with those better views and better stories and better outcomes.
Mhm. Yogesh, you mentioned mentor a couple different times, and before we hit record, you were talking about how you love pulling people in your business, from a mentor to a friend to a colleague. I love for you to expand on that, where you really live into that idea of community and going along with others if you want to go further. So, what does that look like in your life? I mean, do you have a standard meeting with a mentor or a coach? Do you try to call, 5, employees a week? I mean, what do you have some metrics or some ideas that you're trying to basically keep in check with?
So there are the two part. One is for myself, how I deal with. Second is what I do for my organization and team.
Mhm.
So what I do for myself, uh, so I don't have the fixed time, but I make sure I call them up.
Mhm.
I enforce myself every week that I'm talking at least one of my previous life professional uh, who is doing good, learn from them what they have done. And every week it will be a different person. But I make sure that every week I'm talking to someone in somewhat related field and learning from them. Over the time, of course, you develop the kind of the friendship and good relation. And now I'm at the phase where it's on the phone call versus, hey, can we talk at 5:30 p.m. today?
Mhm.
I just buzz the phone. Hey, how are you doing? And it's as simple as that. And more often than not, people are willing to talk. And I think we create our own self virtual barrier that other guy will not pick the call or other guy will not talk to you. Uh, and there may be few, of course, out of 10 guys, there will be a one guy who may be busy with the life or something else is going on,
Mhm.
but nine are still there. So I enforce myself to talk to different people. And that's where the human touch and the warmth of that relationship comes into play. People are ready to help you out. All you have to do is ask for it. I haven't seen anyone in my current organization or in my previous organization. Anyone said, no, I will not help you, or I cannot do this.
Mhm.
I think for some reason people create that barrier in themselves, in their mind. But if you ask people, hey, I'm looking to solve this problem, do you have certain uh, feedback or input how I can tackle this problem? People are more than happy to help. So
Right.
that's more for me. But what I do for the team and the organization, we have a very good culture here in Sensata Technology. We do the town hall. I do staff meeting. I do the extended staff meeting. I do 101. Uh, and I truly embrace uh, open door policy. It's not just the door is open, but people cannot come in. Yes, I may be busy in the meeting or some conversations, but I make sure if someone is stopping by my office and if I'm not able to take them in right then, I am going to their office or queue and asking, okay, let's talk about it. And some of the good thing that I think physically helpful for health as well. I do many of my 101 actually walking outside of the building.
Oh, really? That's great.
So we are going out with my employees, whomsoever 101 is, depending on the weather, of course. I'm not
Yeah.
going to
Well,
walk
well,
on
well,
the
it's
snow.
Boston. You don't do that much in the winter.
Yes, of course. Now is the time. So I already started from last week or so, taking 101s outside. So I go out, walk with them, hear them out. Uh, yes, sometimes I'll have an action item out of that conversation. Sometimes those employees will be having an action item. But that gives itself building a relationship. When you're going for a walk, not looking in the laptop or not looking in the office premises, as you're walking around, and good for health, physical health, mental health, and good relationship building time.
Well, I'll talk a lot about this, with clients, and this idea of, even from a parent to a kid, there's more conversation that happens shoulder to shoulder than face to face. like with a parent and a kid, as you're driving around in a car, you're both, in the front and passenger seat, you're shoulder to shoulder. There's all kinds of talking that can take place. You can learn a lot about your teenage kids versus when you're looking at each other, because there may be rolled eyes or they don't want to be vulnerable or open. And I know with employees that shoulder to shoulder works very similarly, where there's just a level of comfort, and so that's good that you've noticed it as well.
Yeah. So we were talking before when we started this conversation, right? So last week I was out, took my daughter for one of the school where she got admitted, and it was a 10-hour drive. I think I haven't spoken to her for so many years that much. So
Yep.
that 10-hour drive, of course, I'm focusing on the road, and she's also like sometimes listening music and whatnot. All the teenagers do nowadays, right? Uh, so it was out of 11 hours, I think we got more than 2 or 3 hours. And I learned way more than what I have learned in last 1 year from her.
I
What
mean,
she
it's
was
great.
listening.
Soak it up before she goes to college. You need to do that. Do more road trips.
Exactly, exactly.
Well, I know when I'm driving my kids around, instead of them listening to music in their AirPods, I am putting it through the whole stereo. So I'm driving around listening to Taylor Swift and listening to all that music. So that's what I'm doing.
Ah, I know. So when you are saying Taylor Swift, so I'm pretty sure you have girls too.
I do. Yes, I've got a 19-year-old girl, a 16-year-old girl, and an 11-year-old boy. So I've got conversations going from college and career choices to kind of clean up your room and clean up the bathroom, like
Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
wide range.
yeah. No, but those kind of the things are important, be it in personal space or be it in professional. Unless you
Yep.
are open and you are having a transparent conversation shoulder to shoulder. I like that word. I am going to use it now more often, that word.
Oh man, so good. Well, thank you, Yogesh Bhardwaj, for joining me today. I enjoyed it, and please visit cdomagazine.tech for additional interviews. So, Yogesh, thank you very much for your time. I enjoyed it. I look forward to future conversations.
No, thanks, Cory. It's also a pleasure talking to you, and I hope it's a value for your audience. I appreciate this invite. Thank you.